Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna edit a couple pictures from my last couple shoots and then I will do a 27th critique video, and let's get started. So this is the shoot with Victoria in Roseville, downtown Roseville, the Tower Theater. So I really like the wall color right there, and there's some bokeh in the back. So this one I will use the E6 for this one because I like the tone of the E6. There are a little bit of green between green and yellow, the blue. So E6 will be nice for this one. And I have been recently using the C series also. So I will, once I finish this one, and then I will show you the E series. So this is the E6. So I have the C9. This one with the C9 or C9 I think is pretty cool. So I will use the C9 for this one. Increase the contrast a little bit more. Yep, that's it. That's how I edited this one. Oops, I clicked the wrong button and I saved it. Yep. And then the next one, so this one was in just Roseville also. Just there's a little bit of the dry grass, the grass area, and with the sunset in the background. So I will use the E5 for this one, and then increase the sharpness, highlight save a little bit. And the head part probably around the top toe area already. If you are doing the Instagram crop, make sure that it is 4x5 cropping, and make sure there are a little bit of headroom from to the top, so that it is nice space out left and right for the Instagram feed. And yep, that's this one. And this one is one of my favorite one also. I haven't posted this one. I will post this one soon, probably after this video. So I really like this one, so I will use the E5 for this one, and then reduce a little bit of highlight save. And you can see I like the back sun a lot. It happens a lot in all my pictures. So because I like the sunlight, the vibration from the sunlight in the back. It has a nice highlights in the hair also. So this one was used shot using the 56mm f1.2. and then let me save this one. Yep, save as the actual size. And then the next one, this one was with Lexi the other day, and then I will use another C filter for this one. Let's see, I think it's a C9 also, either C9 or C8. C8 has a nice fall tone in it, and C9 has a little bit of the blue tone, but I don't want a lot, kind of like mix it up a little bit. And I will try this one, C9, and then highlight save, and then I will reduce a little bit of brightness so that it's not that strong of the white in the back. And then I will rotate a little bit because in the background those lines are not parallel to the ground, so I just need to rotate a little bit. And then for the 4x5 cropping, also make sure a little bit of headroom because there are a lot of bokehs in the back. So I will retain the bokeh in the back and then drop down a little bit like this. And still I need to turn around a little bit to rotate the image, and I might increase a little bit of contrast. So that's how I edited this photo. I posted the other day on my Instagram feed also. And this one also I just posted this morning, so I might just do it quickly. And I will use the E6 for this one, and then there are a little bit of white on the edges. You can either patch it using the Snapseed or just crop it out. So I'm gonna crop it out because it's less distracting after you crop it out. And yeah, I just position near the center, and then I increase the contrast a little bit more, reduce the highlight safe, and down a little bit so that it has more context of the hand. Also, this looks pretty good to me already, so I want to save it. And then next one, this one with Dagny, and then we are in the Midtown Sacramento, kind of like evening hour without it's overcast evening hour. So I'm going to use E5 for this one and reduce the exposure a little bit more, and then highlight safe. And I like the bokeh in the back, so I will leave a little bit of bokeh on top of the head part. So yeah, so this is good. I will save it, and then let's see, next one. I think this is the last one, and then I will go to the 27th critique video quickly. This one I will use the C series, so I've been experimenting using the C series. So I will do a around 4.5 scale for the tone, and then I will increase the sharpness, rotate the image a little bit. So as you can see, the background has to be perpendicular for all the lines. Need to be aware that perpendicular to the ground. And then when I crop it closer, and make sure that I like a little bit of headroom to space out also. And it might be too high for me. It's just based on your feeling. Does it look comfortable from the composition? You don't have to be always exactly on the top third line. It's just based on each image. So this is my edit, and then let me go to the Instagram and my feed. So this is my Instagram feed, and then I have pre-typed some accounts already. I think it's this one is the first one. So I have been talking a lot. Make sure that the branch are not sticking out of the head in the background. So you can just move to the right a little bit to avoid the branch on the background. Also, I like the backlight, but just make sure the background branch is not crossing the body. So that's one thing to be aware of. Next one, I really like the color contrast of this photo right here. I would crop out the white area on the left, and then rotate a little bit, just make sure that it is perpendicular to the ground. I will rotate to the right 5 degrees just slightly, and then crop it like this. So it is, because the white X light is too bright on the left side, so I will just crop it like this, and then this is a beautiful image. So great job on choosing the background against the outfit. So nice job. And this one also slightly tilted to the right. I will tilt it back, and I will crop it closer so that it's more concentrated on the portrait itself. Nice use of the leading lines in this one. This window right here, I will crop it out like this. It has a nice leading line with the tone of the portrait also. So great job on this one. So overall, just be aware of the space on the side. Sometimes the white space kind of like distracted a little bit because the color are very nice already. So I will just crop out that left window and then just make it like this and then slightly rotate to the left. So be sure on the perpendicular to the ground, like the rotation. So great job, keep it up. So this one, I really like the tone, this nice use of the prism. So overall, for the feed consistency, this is very nice leading lines with the person in the center. It's great job. This one, nice bokeh. I like the tone as a bokeh in the back. Also, nice reflection shot. I might crop it even closer to create even stronger impact for this shot for me, because there's a little bit of the white light on the right side, kind of distracting my eyes. So, but I will crop it like this. But I like the tone overall already. So overall, great job maintaining the tone of the feed. So this picture just immediately drew my attention that I want to look at this picture. Nice like color in this picture, and from the feed consistency standpoint, you can just space out, because right now this picture, I like the focus on this picture, but you are posting a nature picture and then a close-up nature, and then this one kind of like suddenly a camera came out. Probably I will post another nature picture and probably create some other transition. Probably the camera picture probably better with the concrete, because it kind of like a city feel next to it. So that's my take on the feed consistency and posting order. Next one, I noticed that you use a very dark tone, kind of like mood tone in this one. I think you keep a consistency faded tone already. Just make sure that sometimes when you look at the feed from outside, you need to have some, it feels a little bit dark for me. Maybe that's your intention. It has to have some slot. For example, this maybe kind of like nice mood complementary. You have to have some picture that has even more stands out. For this horizon, I will crop it closer so that when it looks on the feed, it won't have that white lines on top of the image. So I know that you like moody tone. Just make sure that stay. If you're trying to stay consistent with the moody tone, you might need to pose all the mood straight, because this one kind of like sunny, and then this one is dark, and then the top three is dark. So that's just my opinion on that. Next one. So I have been talking a lot about the cropping the negative space, like the white space on top of the paragraph or on the left and right, because the Instagram crop, make sure that it's consistent, because it creates a lot of negative space in here and in here. If they are on top of each other, kind of like create uneven space for your feed if you want to create a consistency on the feed. This one, I like the leading light to the person, but there are some distraction on the left hand side, on the right hand side, that this like black dot right there. I will just crop it closer so that it's more concentrated on the portrait when you first look at the picture. So that's my opinion on that one. I like the feeling of very clean, like nice clean background in this one, like nice studio fashion shots. For the second row, because there are some lines around the portrait, I'm not sure this one next to this one like works together, because it seems like shifted the orientation because of the lines. I think it's because of the lines in here. When you look at the square format of this picture. I like the angle of this picture. Probably I would just crop it closer so it's more concentrated on her eyes, because you're trying to be more concentrated on the eyes when you first look at the picture. And you can see there's a little bit of slight lines on the edge of the left hand side. If you look at the square format, kind of like cut the picture a little bit. And this one is nice. I like the leading lines of this one. So just to arrange your picture differently so that they are cohesive next to each other, has a nice transition to each other. So if you have the vertical line, probably you post another vertical lines next to each other so that it's easier to transition to another picture. So let me see. This one, I like the use of the blur out, but it might be cropping too much of the body right there. I will just have less of the white on this space right there. So that's my take on that cropping. Also, I like this shot. It's just cropping too close on top, so that when you look at the square format, it's cropping the forehead, almost cropping the right eye already. So just make sure, just like this one also, is cropping completely the eyes out in the square format. You can just raise move the crop up a little bit, just make sure there's some headroom on top. So this is kind of like the street style for this one. I think you are maintaining the tone nicely in this one. Just make sure that the picture that you have a consistent negative space throughout the feed, because you have some horizontal and vertical format. Just make sure that it's a nice arrangement and make sure it's consistent throughout the feed. Next one, I like the backlight in this one. There's a little bit space on the right. I probably just crop it, make it square. Make sure I want more space on the yellow on the left, so that it has a nice center, so the light is on the right hand side, the third area. So I will crop it like the square format like this for me. And for the feed consistency standpoint, you have 3 car picture. Probably make sure that it is you space out, because right now kind of like scattered with 3 car picture and then suddenly a portrait. So just make sure that either they are in the same row, like you arrange them in the same row. And I like this picture, nice nice sunlight backlight photo. So just some of the cropping that I suggest. Next one. So if you have black and white, it's harder to mix with the color unless it has transition cohesive, and because black and white and the color portrait kind of like distracted the pattern of the consistency a little bit. And for this one, the face on this side is not lighted up a lot. What I want is maybe just ask her to turn toward the window so that this side of the face lit up a little bit more. So that's my suggestion on that natural light window portrait. And next one, so this one kind of like, from the feed consistency standpoint, I feel like it's all over the place. So make sure that you're trying to focus on one thing at a time. I know you want to might have some product shots and then some portraits. Make sure that the gray lines, because when it crop and then it kind of like distracted, and you have very direct sunlight picture and then suddenly a dark picture. So I will just space out a direct sunlight, kind of like evening hour and then do a dark, so it's a nice transition out to the dark, so it won't be suddenly from the direct sunlight to the dark, so kind of like suddenly transition for the viewer. So that's it, that's my critique video and the editing process today. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.